Hi everyone, this is Sandra. 大家好，你们好吗？ All right, so today we're finally going to touch base of some of the fundamental foundations of the Mandarin language system. So if you happen to watch my first live, you will probably remember that I did mention the Mandarin is usually considered one of the most difficult languages to learn. And one of the reasons of that is because to learn and master Mandarin, you have two systems to work on. The first is what we call the Pinyin system. There we go. Pinyin system, or specifically the Chinese phonetic alphabet system, is what we use for you to know how to pronounce every single Chinese characters. What we have is the Pinyin system and the Chinese character system. As you can see from here, the very riddle-like little square characters, those are called Chinese characters. They're seemingly very difficult to write. Well, they're actually truthfully very difficult to write, especially for beginners. It might take months, if not years, for you to finally learn how to write several Chinese characters. So next to it, we see some alphabets. Those are the pinyin systems, which means you literally use those to learn how to pronounce every Chinese character. All right, so pinyin, actually, pin as a verb, it means spell or put together. Like if we say we play with Lego blocks, we would say pin le gao. Le gao, if as you may have been able to guess, it's the Chinese way of saying Legos. It's the pronunciation is pretty similar, right? So pin le gao, put together Lego blocks. In yin, it's non, means sound or noise. So pinyin system is the Chinese phonetic alphabet system. All right, next up, let's look at an example. From here, you can see this is the Chinese character of ni. Ni, if you happen to watch my previous lives, you know ni is you. And then right next to it, we can see the pinyin of ni. It consists of three parts. The N part is called initial. Some people call it consonants, but it's actually initial. And the I is final. And there's a little bit tick saying on top of that I. It's kind of weird, but that's what's actually very important to the whole pinyin system. It's called tone. So today we're going to introduce the four major tones of the pinyin system, and on top of that, the fifth neutral tone. All right, so in the pinyin system, we have four major tones. As we can see from here, you see the little ticks on top of every letter. The first one, what we call it is, we can call it the first tone to be easy to remember, or we can call it the high rise tone, which is the correct term. So we use the word A as an example. In pinyin system, A is pronounced as ah. So the high rise tone goes like this. Ah, like you're prepping yourself to sing a song, prepping your vocal cords. Ah. And the second tone, we also call it the rising tone. It goes like ah, ah, like you're expressing your surprise or your shock. Ah, and if it helps, do the hand thing. And the third tone is called the falling rising tone. It's a little bit tricky over here. What we do, we pronounce ah, ah, ah. So the hand actually helps, huh? And now we come to the fourth tone. It's ah, ah, ah. All right. let's do a little bit practice over here. 请跟我读 啊 Very good. 啊 啊 啊 All right. Next up, we do the O, which in Pinyin system, it should be pronounced as O. 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 I know I did a little bit overly dramatic with my hand saying, but from my past teaching experience, it actually helps you to memorize how to do this. Okay, let's do the next up. E. In the Pinyin system, it's pronounced as let me bring myself a little bit close. This is better. This way. All right. Okay, let's practice. 请跟我读Okay, very good. Fantastic. Next up, let's see. I did say Pinyin system is actually, I wouldn't say it makes the life or death difference, but it's actually pretty important. We will see here. So, ma, it's a high rising tone. Ma, it is a noun. It means mother or mom. Next up, we see ma, a rising tone, ma. It can be used as a noun. It means linen, and it also can be used as an adjective. It means numb, like my hand is numb. 我的手麻了. And also, I don't know if I should mention it. Ma also means marijuana. All right, we're not gonna talk about that some more. Okay, next up, we see Ma. It's the falling rising tone. Ma means horse. It's also noun. Next up, we have Ma, the falling tone. Ma. It's a verb. It means insult or scold or criticize. Okay, so now we can see why sometimes the tones are actually pretty important as to what a word carries the meanings. I'll give you an example over here. Over here we have 我的妈. 我 we have learned before, 我 means I, right? But after we put a de on top of it, it means 我的 means mine. So 我的妈 means my mother. And next up we see 我的马, the falling rising tone. It means my horse. So if you don't practice the tones enough, and then you mix those two up, you can see sometimes it would have very misleading different meanings. All right. Since we're talking about this, let's throw in a little grammar point. 我 is I. We learned before. And then we put a de behind it. It turns I to mine. And then, of course, we can practice with 你. 你 is you. If we put a de behind it, 你的, of course, it means yours. All right. So today we're about to wrap up the whole Pinyin system. If you are intrigued enough, go Google it. It has a big table for you, like about several dozen stuff for you to practice. Oh, we are probably going to cover it here and there a little bit in the coming weeks, but I'm sure you don't want to spend the next 4 weeks just solely practicing Pinyin. So if you're interested, go Google that. If not, yeah, come listen to me. I'll throw in here and there, throw in little bits here and bit there. All right. So before you go, make sure to check out our website and then Facebook page. And while at it, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. So we'll see you next time. 再见。